Ian Lesser, he is the vice president of the German Marshall Fund of the United States, a policy think tank aimed at boosting transatlantic cooperation. Now he joins me live from Brussels. So what do you make of these latest developments there in Syria? We've seen Turkish troops, as many as 33, being killed in these latest strikes. Could this be the start of a kind of a bigger conflict in the region?
Well, it absolutely could. And sadly, what we have seen is very tragic, but it in some ways was very foreseeable. And both Turkish and Western analysts have been talking about this for some time, having forces operating in proximity, Russia, Turkey, Syrian forces, the proxies responding to all of those, some of whom don't have very clear rules of engagement. Just simply increases the risk. And so, this was not unforeseen and it could easily escalate.
So what do you make of NATO's reaction today? Jens Stoltenberg urging Russia and the Assad regime to stop these airstrikes. How big of a test is this for NATO when it comes to defending its NATO ally, Turkey?
Well, it's a very big test, I would say, both for Turkey and for NATO. There's an opportunity here to repair what is essentially a very broken relationship between Turkey and its Western security partners, a real collapse of trust in recent years, very big political differences with Ankara. But still, at the end of the day, Turkey is a NATO member. Turkey has serious security challenges it's facing, and the Western allies have a stake in seeing these resolved. So I think for all of the political differences with Ankara, there's going to be tremendous pressure to reinforce Turkey with its air defenses and other measures that could be taken simply because it's part of the deterrence relationship with Russia as well.
Do you see the EU or even NATO actually stepping into the conflict anytime soon?
Well, I don't see the EU having a strong role in this, except for obviously on the refugee side and the humanitarian side of this. But it's a very sharp challenge for NATO. There have been the so-called Article 4 consultations, which is to say these are not Article 5, West Turkish territory wasn't attacked and there wasn't a request for that. But Article 4 consultations of this kind are not they're pretty rare. And it shows you how serious the situation is. I think it's very important that NATO takes a strong position on this, not just rhetorically, but actually acts in support of Turkey with whatever is needed.
Thank you so much there, Ian Lesser, the Vice President of the German Marshall Fund of the United States.